welcome back to DeFi Decoded. Today I will be taking you through exactly how to get started with the Solana DeFi ecosystem, setting up a wallet, and laying your fundamentals. This whole series is about teaching people exactly how to get started in the DeFi space with all these different blockchain networks, not just Ethereum, not just Polkadot, not just Cardano, but everything out there that is available that I really like, including things like Solana, Avalanche, Near Protocol, all these blockchains. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, many of you know I've talked a lot about Solana's DEX. I've been talking about Solana for a long time. When it was under $5, I was talking about it. But this DEX here, their main decentralized exchange here, Serum, basically shows you the exact wallet you need, right? So here on Serum, if we hit trade on Serum, it'll take you to the main ones, and I'll just show you exactly this. Always make sure you're on these official sites. That's why everything we talk about in the video will be linked down below in the description. But here on Radium, we can click this, and when we hit connect here, it'll show us exactly the wallet. So the Sollet is the main wallet on the Solana network, but here, as it shows you, if you're looking for a wallet, you can also use Solflare. So I'll show you how to set up here on Solflare. Basically the exact same process, but just understanding, how these different things work, right? And again, in the more detailed, advanced videos, this one is more for beginners. I'll be talking a lot more how to use these differently, how to use the different block explorers on Solana. But again, the whole point of this series is to show you how to use each of these different ecosystems and get your foundation set before you kind of go into these advanced things like yield farming. And I mean, there's a lot of money to be made in these ecosystems, but again, laying these foundations, laying these things right off the bat is so important. And in the other videos that I've made, kind of introducing these different ecosystems, I recently did Phantom and Cardano. With these, basically, I talk a lot about before you even get started with these wallets, whatever device you're using, make sure you have your cybersecurity down packed. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing. A very basic way of doing this, I have a video on cybersecurity, especially in the crypto market, why it's so important, but is just using something like Malwarebytes. So making sure you don't have a keystroke logger where no matter what you input on your computer, someone else could see it. Let's say if you clicked a link on a text or like an email or on some site that was obviously something a bit fishy. Essentially, what can happen without you even noticing it, if you don't understand how cybersecurity works, is something called a keystroke logger can be inputted into your computer, where any input on your keyboard can be logged somewhere else, right? So if you're typing in your mnemonic, and in the crypto space, your mnemonic's vital because it's the master keyword. If they see that, and it's obviously a string of letters, and if it's a string of words, random generated words, they can log into your wallet somewhere else in the world, right? So with this, again, make sure you understand how the mnemonic works. I've talked a lot about this in other videos, but when we go here to create a new wallet, this password in and of itself is only important on this given device. So this is like your payment password. This is, even if someone has this, like if somebody took this device that I was creating this wallet on, if somebody took this, they couldn't see my mnemonic, because my mnemonic, you always should have this stored on paper, right? So somewhere else. But as long as they don't know this password, I should be fine. Now, if somebody, across the world has your mnemonic or your private key, and they can type that in and kind of restore the wallet somewhere else, you're screwed because they don't need this password, right? This is only important on this device. That's the most important thing to understand. And like I said, Solflare is very similar to Sollet, basically the same thing. And make sure, this is not the same password as the key stores. Like I said, so here with the new password, we'll just use, investglobal.io 10. And I don't really care if any of you guys know this because it's just for educational purposes. Hopefully I typed that in the same. Okay, so this is where you actually get the mnemonic. Oh, no. LastPass is also another thing with cybersecurity. It's nice because, password managers like that are very important because they essentially can generate you a new password for everything you use, and you should always be updating this. You should never be using the exact same password. And again, so for this mnemonic, write it down on paper. It is so important that you do this. For the sake of this video, for the sake of time, I will be taking a picture of this and then inputting these words back in, because after you write all these down, basically what it will ask you to do pretty much on any ecosystem out there, whether you're using Solana or Polkadot or whatever, Cardano, or even Ethereum, right, or even Bitcoin. Basically what it will ask you to do is input these back in, right? Okay, so with this web wallet, you always want to write it down on paper, have it stored somewhere very safe. If you're just playing around with this, it's okay to download a backup. I do not recommend this if you're doing anything over like $100, right? Because it's you're responsible for this. You are in 100% control, and you should have your own strategy set up. I do not recommend copying to clipboard, but to each their own. For the sake of this video, like I said, I will be just taking a picture of it and entering them all back. So once you have written all these down, once you're ready to go there, then you can actually say, I've written down my mnemonic. Now, I'm not going to skip through this. I have timestamps throughout the video, so if you want to skip through this part, you can, but I will basically just be inputting everything back in. Yeah, so let me get through this, and I might talk a little bit throughout it, but if you guys have any things you would like to see throughout this series, you can let me know in the comment section down below. But it's very key. But basically, this series is all about how to use all these different ecosystems out there, and we also have the Telegram group where if you're interested, you can just reach out through there. If you have like a certain project you would like to see on Solana, Cardano, whatever it is. But after talking a little bit, I should just focus on doing this because some ecosystems just have you click the actual word. So like instead of this typing it through each one. So like this would be a big problem if you had a keystroke logger in, because somebody would basically be able to find this right away and send it, take your wallet and have it somewhere else. But for this case, instead of just clicking on them like a lot of other wallets have it set up, you're actually typing it in. So I'm going to focus on doing this, and again, you can skip ahead through this part. So that's why I have timestamps. So got to keep it raw. I'm not going to cut this out. In any of these, the DeFi Decoded videos are basically going to be one take. Maybe if something bad happens, I'll cut it out, but keeping it raw, puppy. Shout out to anyone who's watching this far, by the way. Sure. Let's see, 16, laptop. If you're watching it right now, which I doubt anyone is, comment where you're watching this from, because I'm currently here in Porto, Portugal. I recently spent a month in Egypt, now chilling here doing this DeFi Decoded series, and just curious. I honestly doubt anyone's watching this though. Obscure, let's see, 19. Village and envelope. If I get this wrong, I'll be so upset. Below. Okay, come on, verify. Yes. Okay. No thanks. So now that we have the Solflare wallet all set up, I hope you guys were able to skip through that part where I'm typing all these wallets back in. Now you can basically see how this will work. Again, in future DeFi Decoded videos, I'll do a lot more on how to actually use this wallet with other platforms that you have in the Solana ecosystem. Like I said, here on Serum, you can see all these different decentralized exchanges, but I will basically be doing tutorials on any of these. So if you have any recommendations, if you have any kind of requests for given ecosystems and given projects in the given ecosystem, just let me know down below in the comments or in the Telegram chat. And then if you have one-on-one needs, like if you're looking at individual consultation, we have a link down below where you can schedule a call for that. Also our website, investglobal.io, you can hit become a client and you work with us, or just send us an email at contact@investglobal.io, which is also down below in the description, or you can tweet us at investglobal_io if you have any questions or anything like that. So really, once you have the wallet set up, you're pretty good to go. So again, with this Solflare wallet, it's very, very similar to what we have so for example, here, if we hit connect and we just do the Sollet, right? So if we hit OK here and we would just do this, it's very, very simple, right? So what we do here, just for the sake of this, once you've kept the words in a safe place, once you've downloaded the mnemonic, then you can just go here, pop that in, and from there you can just go, whatever, I'll use the suggested password, create wallet. So basically the exact same thing here, right? So you can see that, and you can have it set up very, very simple. Again, if you're playing around with this, it's okay to copy these things, and like if you don't have any money in it, it's like somebody could watch this video and log into this wallet and it'll be completely fine. This one or the other one that I had set up. But like I said, it's very, very important to understand that when you're building any of these wallets, when you're starting out in an ecosystem, number one, I would say do a test wallet, right? So just run through what I just did. It'll take you maybe 5 minutes to do. Set this up, play around with it, look at, okay, how does the user interface work? How do all these things work once you're set up there? And then you can go from there, right? So then you can actually move forward, practice with other projects in the Solana ecosystem. But if anyone's curious on just kind of some of the basic things with block explorers, with kind of the very, very fundamental things, I'll have this link down below in the description, the Solana wallet guide, because it just goes over the very, very fundamental things. I mean, wallets across all different blockchain layer one platforms are pretty similar, right? They just have different ways of doing the user interface. They have a little bit different security mechanisms, but the overall process is quite similar. That's why, again, I'm making this series because I want to be able to go, if someone's curious on, hey, how do I do this? I don't have to explain it to them every time. I can just go, hey, watch this playlist, watch DeFi Decoded. So if you know anyone that's curious on, how to get started with DeFi, and not just Ethereum, but all these different ecosystems out there, you can send them this playlist, send them this video, whatever you want. But I'm basically just trying to decode the DeFi space out there for people that are not, they don't have the crypto background. They may not know a lot of these things. A little bit of tea to end out the video, but that's basically all for this video. Like I said, if you have an individual project you would like to see a tutorial on for Solana, for whatever it is, you can just let us know down below in the comment section or the Telegram group. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, like it, subscribe to the channel, stay up to date, save the playlist, and hit the notification bell on the channel as well so you never miss a new upload. Invest global, and until next time.